Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm so excited to be with you here for episode 3, so thank you for tuning in. If you were here last week, you would have seen a gyrokinesis class by the lovely Anne Fonte. I appreciate everything that Anne offers and the groundedness that I end up feeling after experiencing her practice. We're going to need that today because we're going to do some swing dancing, which is, we're going to be doing this from a standing position, and when I think about swing, I definitely think about groundedness, and this is a faster dance as opposed to the waltz, which we did in the first episode. And so anytime we're thinking about moving to a faster beat, we want to have a sense of inner calm. So we're going to be calling in Anne Fonte into the space, into that, and from that gyrokinesis lesson. So that said, let's get ready to swing. So we're about to dance some swing dance, and as we do, or before we do, I'd like to invite everybody, if you want to see some amazing Lindy hopping from the earliest days of this dance, look up youtube.com, you might have heard of it, and search for Savoy Ballroom. This is basically the birthplace of the dance that we're about to do. This was a major hotbed of swing dance activity, and so I want just to make sure that we are calling that into the space here. I want to honor those dancers, and I want to honor the historical roots of this dance. We are very lucky to have this as a resource, so you can see original footage of dancers right there on the internet. So that'll be the first thing to do, and now we're going to dance a few steps. So, on to the first things we want to think about with the swing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my hands in this position right here so that I'm activating my frame. This is like a practice frame. This frame is what we call it when we dance with a partner. It's the tone that we put in our arms to make sure we're communicating in a way that makes sense. So what I'm going to think about is just holding that there as we demonstrate, as I demonstrate, and we're going to be talking about a few of the different rhythms that we can be thinking about as we're preparing to dance swing. So that's what my arms are going to be doing. My legs are going to be just as we've been talking about in prior episodes in the waltz last time, a softness in the ankle, knee, and hip. That's where we're going to begin. And from here, this is very important. There's a reason why they call it swing dancing. It's because you swing your hips. And so if I think about the pendulum of a clock or the pirate ship at the amusement park, right? The way that works, that's what's happening with my hips. So I'm going to be doing a hip isolation where it swings up and then up to the other side. So as I'm holding my upper body relatively still, or my frame still, I feel that when I swing my hips side to side, and if I keep in mind that I want my ankle, knee, and hip joints to be sort of soft while this happens, then this is going to be the movement that actually drives the dance when we get to the steps themselves. So we think about swing, the action, when we swing dance, yeah? And now what we're going to do first is we're just going to take some slow marches. So the beat, if we just counted it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your foot's going to fall on every beat first. So this is going to be a slow march. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to step with this foot. You can just mirror me if you like. It's going to be my left, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm stepping on just a relatively slow, even tempo. As I'm stepping, what I'm thinking about, as opposed to the waltz, which we danced just a couple episodes ago, where you extend your leg out in front of you in order to travel the dance, this one's going to stay relatively on the spot in order that we can accomplish that hip isolation that we're talking about. So when I step my feet, I'm going to step with the edge of the ball of the foot every time. So I've got my heels together, my toes, my heels are in and my toes are a little bit out, right? Here's my practice frame. Whenever I take this step, it's going to be edge of the ball of the foot first. 1, 2, 1, 2. And if I hold the upper body pretty still, then we'll feel that there's an isolation down below. One other thing I'll say, I don't want to overload our brains, but one other thing that's important about this is that when we add our knees to this, when we alternately bend and straighten our knees, that's going to accentuate your hip action. So if one leg is bent and the other one's straight, kind of makes the shape of a triangle there. If you can think about alternating so that one is bent, one is straight, and then you switch that with every footfall, then the knees are going to start helping the movement of the hip. Yeah? So I step on the edge of the ball of the foot, I bend my knees toward my center, toward the center of my body, as opposed to over the middle of my foot, which gives you a completely different kind of sensation and feeling. And when I do that, it's going to, again, accentuate the action of the hip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be part 1 when we put the music on. Part 2, we're going to do a triple step or a chassé step. What that means is you're going to take 3 steps to one side and 3 to the other. So that looks like this. Side and side. And then you switch. Side to side, and you switch. Triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step. When we start counting this to the music, the rhythm's going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. When you count it that way, what happens is you're breaking apart the first beat into 2, meaning that that third beat is going to be the longer one. When you apply that to your feet, it's quick, then slower, quick, then slower. And when that's the case, your feet have to take steps, the size of which match the rhythm you're dancing. So it's little, then you move over a little bit more. Side, and then on the third step you can take a little bit more space, and that's where the hip is going to swing up and prepare you to go the other side. So we go triple step, triple step, triple step, also called a chassé, chassé side, chassé side, chassé side. You've got one foot chasing the other, yeah? So that's going to be the second thing that we do. We're then going to double time the single time step and the triple time step. So from the chassé, right, we're going to march double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As I do this, my foot approaches the floor from the edge of the ball first, and my knee bends toward my center. And because we're dancing faster, there's not as much time for your body to fill out all this movement, so you kind of keep it quiet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As that's happening though, you can still alternately bend and straighten your knees, and you can still make sure that every step happens from the edge of the ball of the foot first, and edge of the ball of the foot first, and bend and straighten your knees. And you do this 100,000 times, and eventually it feels more and more natural, right? So we're going to double time the march. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what we're going to do next is double time the chassé. Chassé side, or triple step, or 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So we've worked with a single time rhythm. We've worked with a triple time rhythm. We're now going to combine those for the next part of the exercise. This is going to be a Lindy rhythm, and that looks and sounds like this. You do a chassé step. I'm going to go this way first. Chassé step, and when I get there, I do 2 marches. March, march. Now I'm going to do the same thing in the other direction. Chassé step, march, march. So you do your triple, and then you do 2 marches in place. Triple step, 2 marches in place. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. We're almost at the end. After we do that much, we're going to do how I would dance this with a partner, the East Coast swing, is you would do 2 chassés, chassé side, and the next thing I'm going to do is a small back rock. When I'm with a partner, I'm rocking away from my partner. More about that in a moment. So chassé step, I back rock. Now if I'm starting, this is my left foot, and if I start on this one, I'm doing the leader's step. Chassé step, back rock. Doesn't matter what foot you start on for this. You can also just mirror me, because we're going to be doing both sides anyhow, right? Rock, step, triple step, rock, step. After a few of those, we're going to just kind of march our feet to get situated on the opposite foot so that I can now chassé side, and still back rock. Looks like this. Chassé step, I rock away. Chassé step, I rock away. Chassé step, I rock away. So, very important to keep in mind, anytime you take this back rock step, as you're watching me, I want you to oppose me. So if I go backward on this foot, you are going to be there on the other side of this TV screen going backward on that foot. So anytime we do a rock step in the swing, we're rocking away from one another. So it would look like this: shuffle step, back rock. And to match it, I go shuffle step, back rock. So you're going to rock away from me anytime we do a back rock in this exercise that we're about to do. So slow marches into slow chassés, into quick march, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into quick chasse, into a Lindy, triple step, 1, 2, triple step, 1, 2. We're going to do this a few 100,000 times, and then we're going to go into a triple step, back rock, triple step, back rock. Do a few million of these, and then we're going to march our feet, get on this foot, triple step, back rock, triple step, back rock. And then at some point the music's going to end, at which point we can take a bow, hey, and that's the end. So now let's try that with some music. All right, we're going to do our slow steps first. Get ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as I'm stepping slowly, every step is with the edge of the ball of the foot first, and I alternate bending and straightening my knees. You know what I meant. 5, 6. From here, we chasse slowly first, triple step and triple step. The hip swing is at the end of your chasse, triple swing and triple swing, triple swing. And now get ready for it. We're going to pick up the tempo on that single time march. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when the beat gets faster, you keep your feet small because there's no time to do anything else. 1, 2, 1, 2. From here, we're going to do a triple step. It looks and sounds just like this fast. Triple, 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 triple. Shuffle step, shuffle step, shuffle step, shuffle step. That's why we do it slowly first a few thousand times. Now, from here, we do the Lindy step, and it's triple step, 1, 2, triple step, 1, 2, triple step, 1, 2, triple, 1, 2, triple, 1, 2, triple, 1, 2, triple, and 1, 2. And after a few more of these, 1, 2, triple, 1, 2, last 2. And now we're going to go shuffle, shuffle, rock away from me. Shuffle, shuffle, we back rock. Shuffle, shuffle, back rock. Shuffle, shuffle, back rock. Now march your feet, other foot, triple, triple, rock, step, triple, triple, rock, step, triple, triple, rock, step, triple, and 2 more. Triple, triple, last 1, triple, triple. Congratulations, you made it. All right, we're going to do our slow marches first, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So every time I take a step, I'm alternately bending and straightening my knees. I'm going on the edge of the ball of the foot. That's going to be true throughout this whole dance. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the chasse step. Slowly first, triple step, small, then a little bigger, triple step, triple step, triple step. And after a few more of these, we're going to double time the march. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When it's fast, you got to keep it tight, so small steps for this. But your knees still bend and straighten, and you're still on the edge of the ball of your foot. A few more times. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get ready for it. This part gets peppy. We're going to do a chasse step up to tempo. Ready, and here we go. Shuffle step, shuffle step, shuffle step, shuffle step, shuffle step. Peppy, I told you, right? And shuffle, 2, 3, 4. From here, we get to the Lindy rhythm. It goes shuffle step, 1, 2, shuffle step, 1, 2, shuffle step, 1, 2, shuffle, 1, 2, shuffle, 1, 2, shuffle, 1, 2, couple more. And the next thing we do is 2 chasses, then you do a back rock. Shuffle, shuffle, rock away from me. Shuffle, shuffle, rock away from me. One more like that. Do a couple marches just to get on the other foot. Here we go. Shuffle step, rock away. Shuffle step, shuffle step, rock away, shuffle step. One more, shuffle step, and you made it. Congratulations. I'm applauding you. So now this is the portion of our swing dance class where we're actually going to start working with a partner, and in this case, the partner is my door frame. You know, the pandemic is ongoing, and it was a real long stretch of spending time in the home trying to figure out what to do for entertainment, and in my case, it was to figure out how to keep up my dance practice, and so did quite a bit of work with the doorway, and actually it became a pretty useful tool for thinking about how to maintain a sense of connection. So we're going to talk a little bit about this with the swing dance, and we're going to return to it later on when we get to the hustle. So, we did this basic step where we rock away from our partner. Now, if I was doing the leader's part and I was connected to a partner or a doorway in this case, right, the step is going to look like this. The left foot goes shuffle, step, and now we get to the back rock. So the thing I want to think about whenever I do this with a partner or with my sturdy doorway is that you never want to take a back rock that is so big of a step that you end up pulling your center away from your partner and also the common center between you. And so when I think about the back rock, also again, the music is fast enough that there's no time to take a big step, but I plant the foot just behind me, and when I transfer the weight, you'll see that it starts with me planted between my feet, and the end of the action is that I settle my hip back. My upper body is slightly forward toward my partner. So again, what I do is, if my knees are together, I place the ball of my foot, I begin to transfer the weight, and when I finish the transfer of weight fully onto that foot, I'll be still in proximity to the partner that I won't feel like we're really at odds with one another. So again, if I wanted to practice the leader's part of the basic step of the swing, I would go shuffle, step. I prepare the foot for a small back rock. Shuffle, step, back rock. Now, depending on the configuration of your doorway, you can also find a way to do this the follower's step. So I'm going to do the same thing with my right foot, and I'm going to show you how I would adapt it. Then we're going to talk a little bit about push-pull technique. So my right foot is going to be the one that begins, and I'm going to do the follower's part. Shuffle on the right, shuffle on the left, and then I back rock. So again, shuffle, step. You place the ball of the foot. So my knees are together, place the ball of the foot, begin the transfer of weight. When you finish the transfer of weight, you're going to be not so far away from the door or your partner that it's going to feel like you're pulling on each other's limbs. One more time, shuffle, step, back rock. Now in this episode, we're throwing some challenging things at you, and this next thing is one of them. So if this is something that you're feeling up to practicing, we can also in swing dance add a 360-degree turn. It's called the tuck turn, and it's still based on the same rhythm of the feet that we started with. And when I'm using my doorway, this is when I'm going to start to feel the importance of what we call pull and push technique. Push-pull technique is what we call it, right? So we're going to talk more about this with hustle as well, but here's the idea. If I took the heel of my palm, and if I placed it up against this surface, the doorway, right? And if I settled my body weight toward my hand, right? That's going to compress and give me the feeling of pushing the doorway. What's happening is my center comes toward my hand, I feel a compression, and that's the push, yeah? What I'm not doing is taking my hand and pushing the door, because if you do that with a person, they fall over, so we don't do that, right? So that's the feeling of the push. It's that my center goes toward my hand. I'm doing that on the outside of the door frame. Let's say I took my other hand and I'm hooking it to the inside of the door frame, just like if I was hanging a hook on a coat hook, right? I hook my fingertips on to the inside of the door frame, and same idea. If I took my center and I settle it away from that point, that common center, when I say my center, I'm thinking about this part of my body, hips in particular. When I settle my hips away, that's going to create the feeling of a pull between me and the door frame, right? Settling the hips away, the body away, creates the feeling of a pull. And again, what I don't do is connect with my partner and then pull them. So it's not that we're actively pushing and pulling, it's that because the center of the body is working in relationship to our door frame, in this case, right? That's how we can practice this technique and called push-pull technique, yeah? When I do a basic step, I'm sort of at this neutral point, right? And when I do the back rock, this is where I'm going to feel the little pull away from my partner. Shuffle, step, shuffle, step, back, rock. Now this tricky little bit called the tuck turn, we actually start to use the push technique, because what's going to happen is that when we're dancing with a partner, the leader leads a compression between them, causing the follower to be able to do a 360-degree turn. And if you wanted to practice that, whichever role you'd like to play, I go shuffle, step on the first one. It compresses me into the door frame, and then I spin on that foot, I shuffle out of it, and then I catch myself for the back rock. There are many literally moving parts to that, so I'm going to show you again a couple times slowly. If I'm doing a basic step, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. To practice my tuck turn action, I'm going to finish the back rock. I'm going to begin a compression on the chassé, 1 and 2. When I complete that shift of weight, I'm going to be pushing off that surface, I chassé out of it, and I rock step. So from one basic into a tuck turn, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my left foot into a basic step. After the back rock, I compress into the door frame. There's a little push that pushes me off, and then I rock step. Basic step, and then back rock, push, I turn, then I do a rock step, and you can start that whole sequence all over again. Again, depending on the configuration of your door frame, you should be able to practice this on the other side too. It's always good if you're practicing a turn in one direction to practice the turn in the other direction. And I'm going to have to kind of negotiate how this works for the other side, but I'd start with my right foot, chassé step, back rock. And in this case, what's going to happen is, here I am, I'm going to chassé toward the door. I'll be pushing off the right hand, triple step, and what I do to catch myself, I put my fingertips on the inside of the doorway, and then I rock step to come out of it. So there are times when the push is really helpful because it's going to launch you into a turn, but also the pull is helpful because that's how you reconnect with your partner. And it's true with an actual person as well, but we're applying it to the door frame right now. So if I did with the right side, shuffle step, back rock, shuffle turn, shuffle step, back rock. Basic step, and I'm going to apply a little push. I turn, I hook on into the back rock. So you always want to make sure that you're actively, consciously connecting with your partner, and in this case, it's either through the feeling of a push, the feeling of a pull, or it could also be neutral when we don't apply either of those techniques. All right, so now that we've done some basic steps and talked about some of the basic techniques, I'm going to give you a routine that you can do to integrate all of that together. This is a gender-neutral routine. You'll learn the leader's part, then you'll learn the follower's part, and things get a little bit more complicated here, so we'll take it slowly first before we put the music on. I'm going to turn this way because this is a great way to practice it as you're facing the back of me. What we're going to do is we're going to start with one Lindy rhythm. So that's going to take up 8 counts of the music. I'm going to start as the leader, so I begin on my left foot and I go shuffle step, 1, 2, shuffle step, 1, 2. So if I counted that in numbers, it would go 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. So that's the first phrase of our 4-phrase routine. After that, we're going to do a basic step. So that means you're going to take your left foot, chassé left, chassé right. Now you're going to do that back rock where you rock away from your partner. So let's do that one more time. Shuffle step, back rock. That happens to be 6 beats of the 8 beats that we have in this phrase. So what we're going to do to finish it off is a little tiny hitch a kick. So what that is, after I went chassé step, I do a back rock, and that foot that just went back, you do a little flick forward like you're flicking water off your shoe, and then you do a quick back rock. So from the very top, it looks like this. Lindy first, march your feet, Lindy, and now we go shuffle step, back rock, hitch a kick. So now what's going to happen is we're going to start turning our chassé steps. So that's going to look like this. I can gradually turn anytime I do a triple step. It's going to go toward this side first. Triple step, triple step. I'll have turned thus far, and then I'm going to take that left foot and do a back rock. Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to curve my chassé to go exactly back where I came from. Shuffle step, back rock. So I curved toward my left side, I back rock, and then I curve toward my right side, and I back rock. I'm just going to show you how this finishes so that we can then take it from the top and then show you the followers part. So once you do shuffle step, back rock, and back the way you came, if we do 3 walks in that direction, 1, 2, 3, and then tap our foot with no weight, that means you'd have the right foot free and be able to do the whole routine as the follower. Let's do it once through as the leader, and then I'll show you the followers part. So from the top, it looks like this. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, back rock, hitch a kick. Curve the chassé, back rock, curve it the other way, and back rock. 1, 2, 3, we touch, and then we're ready to do everything as a follower. And that looks like this. We're going to do our Lindy rhythm first. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. We do a basic step, which looks like this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. We hitch a kick. From here, we're going to be doing our curving chassé. I curve toward my right, I back rock. And then I curve to my left, I back rock. And at the very end, I do 1, 2, 3, I touch, and I can then do the leader's part. So we're going to be doing our routine more slowly, and it's going to look and sound like this. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Into the basic step. Shuffle step, rock, step, hitch a kick. We curve the chassé, back rock, curve it the other way, back rock. We do a march, tap, and then do the whole thing over on the right foot. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, back rock, hitch a kick. Shuffle and curve, back rock. Shuffle and curve, back rock. 1, 2, 3, tap. So now we're going to do the whole routine, leader's part and follower's part, and this time I'm going to count it in numbers so we can see what that means for the feet and the rhythm of the music. So it's going to look and sound like this. From the leader's part, the top, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. 2 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 3 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 4 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. 2 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 3 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 4 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you'd start again on the left foot. So now that you know the leader's part and the follower's part, we're going to do that with some music up to tempo. It's going to feel a little fast, so make sure that we practice it slowly first to really get it in our bodies. Ready? Left foot, shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle step, 1, 2. Shuffle, shuffle, rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, back rock. Curve it, back rock, march, and then tap. Shuffle, 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Back, rock, hitch, kick. Curve it, back, rock. Curve it, rock, step. 1, 2, 3, tap. Shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, step, rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock, step, curve it, rock, and march, 2, 3, repeat. Shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock, step, curve it, rock, step. 1, 2, 3, and shuffle, step. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock, step, curve it, rock, step, march, and tap, then shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock. Curve it, rock. March and tap your foot. Shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock, step, curve it, rock, step. 1, 2, 3, and shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. Rock, step, hitch, kick. Curve it, rock. Curve it, rock. 1, 2, 3, and you're done. This routine is a challenge for a couple of different reasons. One is that it's going to be pretty fast when we put it to the music, but the other thing is that you're learning the leader's part and the follower's part and how to string it together. So, really very good job for embracing all this information. I applaud you and I appreciate you for being here with me. So that's a little bit of information about how you can practice swing dancing in your own living space. I actually just so happened to have a friend who was in the neighborhood who volunteered to be my dance partner, so we can show you how this works with a partner if you so choose and want to do that. Peter, are you around?
Well, I just happen to be here.
Goodness. Thanks for coming over.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We're gonna, I'm going to do an official introduction to Peter in our next episode, but I thought that since you're here, may as well do a little swing dance, yeah?
Every moment deserves a swing dance.
Great. And I so rarely get to follow. Would you mind leading? Is
I
that
can.
right?
I can lead. I think.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if we're doing leader and follower, what's going to happen is that the leader begins on the left foot and the follower begins on the right foot. And yes, first you offer your hand, and we'll do it just a hand-to-hand hold right now. We talked a little bit about how to connect with the partner using a door frame. But while I have a partner in front of me, we may as well talk about that, right? So in this dance, there's a push-pull connection, meaning that once we establish our common center, to get the feeling of the pull, we take our centers away from the common center, yeah? And then if we want to get the feeling of the push, we take our centers toward the common center. And what happens with our fingers that makes this happen is that when we settle our bodies away, it's kind of like hanging a coat hanger on a hook. So I take that hook feeling, and that's how I can settle away from Peter. And then opposite feeling is that he's going to offer up this part of his hand, the tops or the backs of his fingers. And that way, when we settle our way toward one another, then we have the feeling of a push. But it's really important when you're first learning this with the partner to not take the push-pull technique and to be doing this with each other, because we wind up, with hurting one another, which we don't want, right?
And our hair messed up.
And then you mess your hair up, and we don't want that. So that's a little bit of how the connection works. And the first step we're going to do is a chasse, leader on the left, follower on the right. We're going to go chasse, step. We go 1 and 2, 3, and then we do, a back rock away from each other. And when that happens, we get that little feeling of the pull. And then, thanks. I'll let you lead since I said I was going to, right? And we go chasse, step, we rock. We're doing it this with just a hand-to-hand hold right now. If we were in a frame, it would look like that. And then, maybe we can rotate this around.
Sure.
Is that okay? So, triple step, rock, step, chasse, step, and maybe one more. Mm-hmm. And then if we did this underarm turn, what's going to happen next, Peter lifts his hand so that I can go under. We rock and shuffle, step. Beautiful. Do you mind pausing for 1 second?
I can pause.
Thank you. He led that so well, I
did the right feet.
We've done this once or twice before,
like
right?
the feet right for once, yeah.
Did. But if I could just talk about how that works. So I'm going to step into the leader role for a moment.
Okay.
So once you get that rhythm in your feet, the chasse step, rock, step, When you do an underarm turn, the leader actually doesn't quite do as much with his or her feet, right, their feet. So what we're going to do is think about the left hand going up so that the partner can go underneath, and the leader's part looks like this. Here's my basic step, and then my partner goes under, I rock, step, my partner comes back, I rock, step. So once you get the rhythm in the feet, nothing really changes. And that's true for the follower too. When I'm going from that basic step and I feel my hand go up, I go chasse step, rock, step. This tells me to go underneath, I back, rock. This tells me to come back, and I back, rock, and we're back to the beginning. Thank you.
That was easy for me. Thank you.
So after that, there's actually another step that we can do, and if
Really?
you'd be so willing to help me teach it.
I'm here.
Thank you. I'm going to show your part first.
Okay, good.
Right? So this is called the tuck turn. So what happens is that the leader leads the follower to do one full turn, one full 360-degree turn. And again, the rhythm of the feet stay the same. So once you start off, shuffle, step, rock, step. The leader leads this right after the back rock at the beginning of the chasse, shuffle, step. So compressing the center toward the hand is going to lead the follower into what's called a tuck turn. They get to spin around in a circle. And what my feet do while this is happening, shuffle, step, rock. I lead the tuck, I finish my step, and nothing really changes for me. So the leader's part is simpler in that sense, but the follower's part
Thank
is
God.
much cuter. It's much cuter. So when I'm getting that signal, actually, do you mind?
No, not at all.
Let's do a basic step into the tuck.
Okay.
So I go shuffle, step. As a follower, I'm going to get this impulse. I push away. I use it to do my turn, and then I'm back to where we started. And I'll show what it looked like if I was by myself. So again, from the basic step, I feel a little compression. My partner sends me this way. I use that push feeling, and I rotate around. I go shuffle, step, rock, shuffle, turn. I chasse out of it, and I rock, step. And then you can go back to your basic step. That feels like enough for now.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Believe me, it's a lot.
I know, because you were here doing it.
Yes, and I broke in a sweat. So.
Can we put some music on?
Sure.
Give it a try?
Oh, music helps.